welcome back to our channel Future Engineer. In today's video, we extremely important for all engineering students who are preparing for campus placement, aptitude test and competitive exams or IT company interviews. We are going to learn the verbal ability. In the verbal ability, what is the verbal ability? Why important the verbal ability? And how to direction sense in questions to conduct logical thinking and detailed beginner friendly explanation of the direction sense with a solid example. So let's begin. So first now we learn the what is a verbal ability. So verbal ability basically is your power to understand English language clearly. How to English language we are properly clearly understandable, that's called as the verbal ability. In that verbal ability, the most important topic in the quant aptitude. Verbal ability is the most important topic on the aptitude, quant aptitude. So, in that verbal ability, firstly include the vocabulary. Vocabulary, then second is include grammar, third is reading, then fourth is sentence formation. How to sentence formation, then synonyms and error spotting, and communication clarity. So, verbal ability, main important thing in placement point of view for the communication. Communication is the most important skill in the interview preparation. So, verbal ability, in that verbal ability, we cover all directions and verbal analogies, all things in the verbal ability we are covered in that video. So now in simple word, what is the verbal ability? Verbal ability is equal to your ability to read, understand and communicate effectively. So most of students think verbal ability is just English, but not true. It is actually communication skill. Logical language skill. So, what is meant by communication skill? Communication skill is equal to communication skill plus logical language skill. So, company check the variable and abilities because the you must understand the client's email. You must return their documentation. You must communicate with the team. You must understand the requirement clearly and you must avoid the misunderstanding. So, verbal ability is not optional. It is a core skill for the software engineer. So, that's why. And the most important thing why verbal ability we learn in the contact aptitude. So, basically, almost 80% companies in campus placement conduct aptitude test, verbal ability round, communication assessment, HR interview. So, companies like TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, Accenture, Cognizant, Wipro, SCL, Tech Mahindra, all these companies test your verbal skill. And these all companies are the service-based company. And service-based company first criteria is the aptitude. So, because in the real IT world, you work in team, you talk to foreign clients, you attend meetings, you send emails, you write reports, you give presentation. Even if your technical skill are strong, poor communication and block entire career. So, from engineer perspective, verbal ability is equal to employment ability. Good English is equal to better impression. Clear communication is equal to faster promotion, and strong grammar is equal to fewer mistakes. This is why every college includes the verbal ability as the separate subject in this semester. And third part of that verbal ability is how verbal ability plus reasoning are conducted. In aptitude, we divide into two parts. First is the verbal ability, and second one is the logical reasoning. So, because verbal ability improve, you think clearly, you comparison, you speed in understand information, and you logically approach. Direction, sense, blood relation, puzzle, seating arrangement, all required understanding plus language clarity. That's why we study in both together. So, then next part is the main direction sense. What is meant by direction sense? Why using direction sense is the most important that communication. So now let's move in the direction sense, one of the most important reasoning topic. So this is the one most of the reasoning topic concept of the direction sense. In direction sense, part of logical reasoning, where you are determining the direction, position, a person or an object. So based on given moment. So direction sense is a part of logical reasoning. Okay. So direction sense काय असतं तर लॉजिकल रिझनिंगचा पार्ट असतो. वेअर यू आर डिटरमाइन दी डिरेक्शन. मग आपण डिरेक्शन सेन्स मध्ये काय करतो डिरेक्शन डिटरमाइन करतो. वेअर इज द पोझिशन वेअर इज द ऑब्जेक्ट वी आर फाइंड इन गिवन और गिवन environment given surrounding we are find that direction. So direction sense means what? There are main four direction and direction is the movement of logical reasoning. So that's why the direction is very important. So next part is the what is direction. What is direction? Direction refers to the path or way to which someone or something move or faces. Okay, direction means what? That someone or something moves or faces. So where person or object going or which side it facing. So basically direction means what? Real time activities, real time movements, that's called as a direction. Left hand side, right hand side, north, south, east, this called as a direction. But these directions are very important in our life. So nextly, next part is the which are the most important direction. First direction is the north direction. First direction is the north direction. Then second direction is the south direction. Okay, so north opposite south and west opposite east. Okay, these are the four direction. Main four direction. What? First one is the north, then the south, then third one is the west and east. Kiva east or west. Okay, fourth is the east. So these are the four direction. First is the north, second one is south, third one is west, and fourth one is the east. So in that in north is the direction in between northwest हे बघ नॉर्थवेस्ट नॉर्थ आणि वेस्टच्या मध्ये म्हणून नॉर्थवेस्ट नॉर्थ आणि ईस्टच्या मधून आहे म्हणून नॉर्थ ईस्ट देन साऊथ आणि वेस्टच्या मधून आहे म्हणून साऊथ वेस्ट आणि ईस्ट अँड साऊथच्या मध्ये आहे म्हणून काय झालं साऊथ वेस्ट झालं मग देर आर फोर मेन डिरेक्शन फर्स्ट इज नॉर्थ साऊथ ईस्ट अँड वेस्ट so north is opposite to south and west is opposite of east and all a part of the 90-degree angle. This is the most important part. So all apart the 90-degree angle. So or apart 90-degree angle. So these are the main direction. Which are main direction? North, south, east, west. And in that between the 90-degree angle is a created. So this lies between the main direction and from of 45 angles. And also the 45 angles which between the subdirection called as northeast, northwest, southwest, and southwest. Okay. So then how to subdirection we are means finding. So first नॉर्थ जी टॉप डिरेक्शनला आहे ती फर्स्ट येते आणि जी व्हर्टिकल आहे ती फर्स्ट येते आणि जी हॉरिझॉन्टल आहे ती सेकंड येते मग इथे काय झालं नॉर्थ फर्स्ट आलं आणि वेस्ट सेकंड आलं सो नॉर्थ वेस्ट ओके दिस कॉल्ड एज अ सब डिरेक्शन इज कॉल्ड एज अ डिरेक्शन सो इन दॅट फर्स्ट व्हर्टिकल कोण आहे साऊथ आहे साऊथ फर्स्ट आलं देन काय आलं वेस्ट हॉरिझॉन्टल वेस्ट नंतर आलं साऊथ आधी आलं आणि सो त्यानंतर फर्स्ट नॉर्थ आलं नॉर्थ बिकॉज ऑफ नॉर्थ इज व्हर्टिकल फर्स्ट इज नॉर्थ देन ईस्ट and first is the south and then east. So that's called as a northeast, southeast, southwest, and northeast. So it turns into right and left. Okay, so this turns into right and left. So there are four main directions. First is the north, then second one is the east, third one is the south, and fourth one is the west. So these are the primary or the cardinal direction. So that's a direction. These four direction called as the primary direction or cardinal direction, called as a primary direction or cardinal direction. So in that four sub direction, intermediate direction. फर्स्ट ज्या फोर मेन डिरेक्शन होत्या त्यांना काय म्हणतो आपण प्रायमरी डिरेक्शन म्हणतो और कार्डिनल डिरेक्शन म्हणतो ओके आणि ज्या सब डिरेक्शन आहे त्यांना काय म्हणतो इंटरमिडिएट डिरेक्शन इन दॅट इंटरमिडिएट डिरेक्शन नॉर्थ ईस्ट कॉल्ड ॲज एन ई साऊथ ईस्ट कॉल्ड ॲज दी एस ई साऊथ ईस्ट अँड फर्स्ट दी व्हर्टिकल पार्ट होता जो नॉर्थ आणि साऊथ आहे तो काय आला फर्स्ट आला आणि जो हॉरिझॉन्टल पार्ट होता ईस्ट ईस्ट वेस्ट वेस्ट तो सेकंड पार्ट मध्ये आला सो साऊथ वेस्ट कॉल्ड ॲज एस डब्ल्यू northwest called as the NW. In that next is the north, west, east, south. सनराईज कुठे होतं ईस्टला होतो आणि सनसेट कुठे होतं वेस्टला होतो देन हे नॉर्थ देन साऊथ देन नॉर्थ नॉर्थ वेस्ट साऊथ वेस्ट साऊथ ईस्ट अँड नॉर्थ ईस्ट ओके सनराईज कोणत्या साईडला होतो तर ईस्ट साईडला होतो आणि सनसेट कोणत्या साईडला होतो वेस्ट साईडला होतो सो नाव वी टॉक अबाउट दी डायगोनल डिरेक्शन डायगोनल डिरेक्शन The main section or main important topic in that direction sense is the direction diagonals. What is mean by diagonals? The 90-degree angle. जिथे 90-degree angle create होतो आणि त्या 90-degree angle मधून 45 चा angle जातो त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण डायगोनल म्हणतो फॉर एक्झाम्पल वन स्क्वेअर अँड वन ऑफ दॅट स्क्वेअर इज द देअर इज अँगल इज द बिटवीन द टू लाईन्स अँगल इज 90 degree. In that 90 degree angle, a part of small line called as the diagonal. This is the square diagonal. So this direction are also has the diagonals. That diagonals majorly angle is the 45 and for the sub direction and main direction or primary or cardinal direction is the 90 degree. So northeast is between north and east. Northeast, where is northeast? The northeast is between the north and east. Okay, northeast is between north and east. North and east. So southeast is between south and east. Southeast is between south and east. Okay, so SW. SW means what? The southwest. Southwest is between west and south. And northwest. Northwest is between north and west. So next part is the so why direction sense is important and you use to solve in questions to involve. So for example, first, in direction, one topic is for example, facing north. Facing north means at the right of east. Means the main topic is for that. For example, for right turn, and clockwise and anti-clockwise is the main concept of in that. So, firstly, so the main two topics are very important is the clockwise and anti-clockwise. Clockwise means काय the north, east, south and west and परत नॉर्थ कडे जो अँगल जातो त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण क्लॉकवाईज दिस डिरेक्शन नॉर्थ पासून स्टार्ट होते आणि कुठपर्यंत जाते वेस्ट पर्यंत जाते नॉर्थ पासून स्टार्ट होते आणि कुठे जाते वेस्ट कडे जाते त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण तर क्लॉकवाईज डिरेक्शन ओके सो दी नॉर्थ पासून स्टार्ट होतो आणि वेस्ट पर्यंत संपतं त्याला काय म्हणतो क्लॉकवाईज डिरेक्शन म्हणतो आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज डिरेक्शन मीन्स काय तर वेस्ट पासून स्टार्ट होते ती डिरेक्शन कुठून स्टार्ट होते वेस्ट पासून स्टार्ट होते सपोज ही वेस्ट पासून स्टार्ट झाली आणि नॉर्थ पर्यंत थांबली त्याला काय म्हणतो अँटी क्लॉकवाईज आणि क्लॉकवाईज म्हणजे काय तर वेट अ मिनिट Sorry for confusion. So clockwise direction is start from north, east, south, and west. Okay, this called as the clockwise direction. This direction called as a clockwise. But the anti-clockwise direction असते ती start होती north, west, south, and east पासून. Okay, जी anti-clockwise direction असते ती north पासूनच start होते पण west side कडून जाते आणि जी clockwise direction असते ती east side कडून जाते. So next part is the why direction sense is important and you use to solve these questions. So movement is important for the direction sense which movement turn that object or that position or that person so living thing and living thing object or non-living thing person okay so that's called as a movement how to movement of that object persons and so turn left or right. This is important. How to direction sense, sir? For you to solve that question, in that question is involving the movement, turn left or right, final direction, final position, short distance, relative relation distance. Okay, means relative distance. So the direction sense questions appears in competitive exams, campus placement, IQ test, and logical reasoning section. So the verbal ability is very important for you. So the next part is the points to remember before solving the direction sense. This is the summary for the how to direction sense is the solve and how to solve that question of the direction sense. So angle between main direction. So first is important point angle between main direction. What is the angle between the main direction is the 90 degree. Okay. So in that for there are four directions. Okay. So here is the east here is east, here is north direction. Here is the west direction and here is the south direction. In that, what is angle between the main direction is? Angle between the main direction is the 90 degree in all main direction. This direction also called as a primary or cardinal direction. So, in that, in northeast, east south, west south, and northwest is that angle between in that is the 90 degree. So remember that thing is the angle between the main direction is the 90 degree. So next, the angle between the subdirection, the angle between the subdirection is the northeast, northeast. So the basically we are drawing one chart so we can understand easily. Okay, sorry. So basically, we are learn the first point. The angle between the main direction is the 90 degree. So now we learn the angle between the sub direction is the 45 degree. So here is the angle is the main direction, north and east direction is 90 degree. But in that one is the diagonal line and diagonal line is part of the 45 degree. So the angle between north northeast is the and north northwest, south southwest and south southeast, which is the 45 degree, which is the 45 degree. किती येते 45 degree. So angle between the main direction is the 90 degree angle and angle between the sub directions angle is the 45 degree. So next part is the so clockwise order. In that clockwise order, the clockwise moves in the sequence. So we are learn what is the clockwise direction and how to anti-clockwise. So clockwise directions are start with the north, east, then south, and then west. And the anti-clockwise direction. So clockwise direction start with north, east, south, and west. And the anti-clockwise direction is the anti-clockwise order. Anti-clockwise direction in the sequence of the north, west, south, east. And जी ईस्ट साइड असते तिथे काय होतं तर सन राईज होतो आणि जी वेस्ट साइड असते तिथे सन काय होतो सेट होतो. सो मीनिंग ऑफ द राईट अँड लेफ्ट टर्न, दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द राईट अँड लेफ्ट टर्न. जर क्लॉकवाईज झालं तर राईट टर्न ऑफ 90 डिग्री, जर क्लॉकवाईज डिरेक्शन झालं तर राईट टर्न ऑफ दी 90 डिग्री ऑफ क्लॉकवाईज. सो 90 डिग्री ऑफ क्लॉकवाईज. अँड लेफ्ट टर्न मीन्स अँटी क्लॉकवाईज झालं तर त्याला काय बोलतो लेफ्ट टर्न ऑफ 90 डिग्री. आणि जर क्लॉकवाईज झालं तर राईट टर्न ऑफ दी 90 डिग्री अँगल. सो दॅट. So the general rules what's the x degree of right x clock means 90 degree right is equal to 90 degree clock means जे right angle side ला असतं ते clockwise आणि जे left angle side ला असतं ते काय असतं anti clockwise. So for example 180 right, so 180 degree clockwise, and 45 degree is left, so 45 degree is the anti clockwise. This is the general rule for that right angle is equal to clockwise and the left angle is called as the anti clockwise. So solve the example for the direction sense. Solve the example of the direction sense. So we are solved the example of the direction sense. So now let's go the what is the example. So first is the basic direction example. First example is the person is facing the north and he turns the right. Which direction he is facing now? So the person is facing north. So for example, this is the person and this direction is the north direction because the top direction called as a north direction. So this direction is the north direction. So the person is turns the right. So I will tell you the what is the right direction. Right direction means काय the clockwise direction. So the person turns into the right. So which direction he facing? The first direction he is facing the east. So the new direction for that person is the east. So the solution is the facing the north. So person is the facing the north and it's turned into the right. So the person turned into the right. So what direction he is facing? So this direction is facing the east. And whenever the person turns into the right, so the 90 degree clockwise. The 90 degree clockwise means the new direction is east. So that's why the answer is the east. So this is the basic example of the direction. So next, Rohan is facing east. So Rohan, this is east side. This is the chart, and here is the east. Okay, so Rohan facing the east, and he turns to left. The left, he turns to left. Okay, so he turns to left. Here is direction which north, and left direction means what? The anti-clockwise. So which direction does he face? So does he face the north direction? So what the solution? The facing east. So the person होता, person काय फेस करत होता म्हणजे पर्सन होता, पर्सन कुठे होता ईस्ट साइडला होता. पर्सनने काय केलं टर्न्स लेफ्ट. जेव्हा आपण टर्न्स लेफ्ट करतो तेव्हा काय असतं अँटी क्लॉकवाईज डिरेक्शन येते. In that anti-clockwise direction, which direction does his face? First of all, the person is turns into the left, means he turns into the 90 degree anti-clockwise. So the new direction is the north. So answer is the north. So third example is the a person is facing south. This is the chart. This is the direction chart. Where is the south? South here. Okay. So person काय face करतोय? Here is a person and person face the south. He turns into the left. He turns into the left. Okay. So then again left again. Okay. So again left again. Which direction he is facing? North the direction he is facing because the person facing south. पर्सन काय फेस करत होता साऊथ डिरेक्शन फेस करत होता. He turns to left. He turns to left means which direction is left? Here his direction is left. And again left. Again left काय केलं? Again left घेतलं. So which direction he is facing? So which direction he is facing? Now here is the north direction. So first person is a south वरून left झाला तर first direction east होती. But त्यांनी सांगितलं then again left. So then again left the for again the direction is the north. And so which direction he is facing? So the direction is facing is the north direction. So A person is facing a west. He turns to right and then right again. Then left which direction he is facing? Person काय फेस करत होता? West direction फेस करत होता. Here is the west direction. Person facing the west direction. So here is the west direction. Here is the north direction. Here is the east direction. And here is the south direction. So person कुठे टर्न झाला? राईटला पर्सन काय झाला? टर्न झाला. पर्सन टर्न्स टू राईट. ओके. सो देन अगेन राईट. फर्स्टली पर्सन वेस्ट कडून राईट झाला तर काय आलं? नॉर्थ आलं. सो सॉरी. हिअर इज लेफ्ट साइड. सो पर्सन फर्स्टली काय झाला? टर्न झाला. तेव्हा फर्स्टली काय आलं? नॉर्थ आला. हिअर इज वेस्ट. फर्स्ट पर्सन काय झाला? राईटला काय झाला? टर्न झाला. तर फर्स्ट काय पर्सननी काय फेस केलं? नॉर्थ डिरेक्शन काय केली? फेस केली. सो देन अगेन काय सांगितलं? अगेन टर्न देन देन अगेन राईट. परत काय सांगितलं? अगेन राईटला काय व्हायचं? टर्न व्हायचं. देन पर्सन हुज डिरेक्शन फेसिंग द ईस्ट डिरेक्शन. देन काय सांगितलं? लेफ्टला टर्न व्हायला लावलं. सो लेफ्टला टर्न व्हायला लावलं म्हणजे कोणती डिरेक्शन आली लेफ्टला? परत नॉर्थ आलं. मीन्स परत रिव्हर्स बॅक यायला लावलं. ईस्ट वरून परत कुठे आलं? लेफ्ट साइड मीन्स काय? तर नॉर्थ. So that answer is the north. Basically, in that example, person is facing the west direction. In that west direction, he turns into the right direction. He turns into the right direction means what? The north direction. Then again, he turns into the east direction. So then left. Which direction he is facing? So in that, he facing the north direction. That's called as a direction sense. These examples are very easy. So the next example is the distance. So a man walked the 5 kilometer north. This is the chart. So every example, you can must draw that chart. So north, east, south, and west. Okay. So in that example, काय सांगितलंय? Step by step जायचं example मध्ये. First part cover करायचा, then second part, then third part, and our destination is not long. So far पार्ट करून हे करायचं, पार्ट करायचे क्वेश्चनचे. वन बाय वन रीड करायचं, वन बाय वन अंडरस्टँड करायचं. देन इझिली वी कॅन अंडरस्टूड. फर्स्ट अ मॅन वॉक्स 5 किलोमीटर टू नॉर्थ. फर्स्ट एक मॅन आहे. सो आणि 5 किलोमीटर वॉक केलंय नॉर्थकडे. सो पर्सन कुठे आहे आता? नॉर्थमध्ये. सो देन परत 3 किलोमीटर वॉक केलंय ईस्टकडे. ओके. सो पर्सन कुठे गेलं? ईस्टकडे. कितीनी? 3 किलोमीटरनी. नॉर्थकडे 5 किलोमीटर वॉक केलं आणि ईस्टकडे 3 किलोमीटर काय केलं? वॉक केलं. सो इन विच डिरेक्शन ही इज फॉर्म टू स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. मग त्यांनी काय केलं? इन विच डिरेक्शन ही इज फॉर्म फॉर स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. म्हणजे स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट पासून कोणत्या डिरेक्शनने आला? सो हिअर विच डिरेक्शन? सो नॉर्थ ईस्ट डिरेक्शन. विच डिरेक्शन? हिअर व्हॉट क्वेश्चन इज दी कोणत्या डिरेक्शननी पर्सन काय झाला? स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट टू एंडिंग पॉइंट पर्यंत आला. मग स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट टू एंडिंग पॉइंट पासून नॉर्थ ईस्ट या डिरेक्शनने आला. त्याचा स्टार्टिंग काय विचारलंय? स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट विचारलंय. इन विच ऑफ दी ही इज फ्रॉम दी स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट फॉर नॉर्थ and east. Okay, so north and east here as the starting point of that person. So the next example is the final distance. Final distance, how to calculate? So the person walks the 4 kilometer north. Person ni काय केलं? वॉक केलं 4 किलोमीटर नॉर्थ. हिअर इज द नॉर्थ. पर्सन किती वॉक केलं? 4 किलोमीटर चालत आला नॉर्थकडे. देन 3 किलोमीटर कुठे चालत गेला? ईस्टकडे. पर्सन that person 3 kilometer for east. Then what is the shortest distance from the starting point? So what is the shortest distance from the starting point? In that we are calculate. So a previous example we are defined the what is the direction of the starting point is the northeast. Okay, so in that how to find that shortest distance? We are using the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is called as the a square plus b square, and in outer their square root called as a Pythagoras square. So here is a is 4 and here is a b is a 3. So 4 square plus 3 square what? So 4 square is a 16 and 3 square is 9. So 25 square root. So 25 वाले 16 plus 9. So 25 is the square root 5 kilometer. Answer, what is the shortest distance between the north and east? The shortest distance between the north and east the 5 kilometer. So how to find the shortest distance for the starting point? Starting point म्हटलं की सब डिरेक्शन येते. The clue or hint is the starting point म्हटलं की सब डिरेक्शन येते of that both primary and cardinary direction means a main direction called, and the shortest distance म्हटलं की Pythagoras find करायचा of that sub direction. In that sub direction we also assign the 4 kilometer 3 kilometer of that direction. Which particular direction? In that we are use or apply that Pythagoras theorem. Then next is the अ गर्ल इज अ फेसिंग ईस्ट. गर्ल काय फेस करतीये म्हणजे गर्लचा फेस कुठे आहे ईस्ट कडे. सो हिअर इज दी वेट here is the north, east, south and west. So girl is facing to east. Okay, girl कुठे आहे east कडे. Okay, she turn 180 degree to right. She turn to 180 degree to right. Okay, so she turn 180 degree to right. Okay, so which direction does he face? West direction he does he face, because here is angle between the two direction, here east and here is the south. The angle between two direction is the 90 degree, and the south and west the angle between the both direction is the 90 degree. So in that 90 plus 90 is 180 degree angle. So 180 degree right and half circle of that opposite direction. And in that side we are turns into the right. So the opposite direction. So east. East is opposite to the west. So the answer is the west. So next. So the now actual problem.